Chapter 14, verse 1. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations. Verse 1 footnotes. 1. Came to pass in the days of Hebrew Vayahi, I can't see that. Bimei occurs 6 times. See Appendix 10. Always marks a time of trouble ending in blessing. Compare Ruth 1:1, Isaiah 7:1, Jeremiah 1:3, Esther 1:1, 2 Samuel 21:1. Compare verse 14. In the days, dated in the reign of a king of Babylon. The united forces led by King Elam. The Assyrian tablets show that Elam had conquered and overrun Babylonia. Amraphel reigned in North Shinar, Arioch, an Elamite prince in the south, at Larsa, Elasar. All the names here are found on one tablet. Amraphel, Hammurabi of the tablets. Amurapai is Amraphel transliterated. Arioch, Iriaku of the tablets, in which it is found that his mother was sister to Chedorlaomer. The Kuder Lagumal of the tablets, title, equals the Tudgula of the tablets, nations. The tablet says, he assembled in the Umanmanda, or the barbarian tribes of the Kurdish mountains, and that he did evil to the land of Bel. The Assyrian tablets are therefore shown to be correct by their agreement with Genesis. 14:2. That these made war with Bera, king of Sodom, and with Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, and Shemeber, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is Zor. 2. Zor, compare verse 8 and 19:22. Verse 3. All these were joined together in the vale of Siddim, which is the Salt Sea. Vale, afterward the Salt or Dead Sea, when Moses wrote. Siddim equals the Siddim. Verse 4. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. 12. The number of government. See Appendix 10. Served, had served. Verse 4 goes back to the events leading up to the present war with Sodom. 13th, the first occurrence, hence the number of rebellion. See Appendix 10. Verse 5. And in the 14th year came Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him, and smote the Rephaims in Ashtaroth, Karnaim, and the Zuzims in Ham, and the Emims in Sheva Kiriathaim. Rephaim, a branch of the Nephilim. See Appendix 25. Superhuman beings, so called after one Rapha, as the Anakim after Anak. See all these verses. Zuzims in Ham, same as Zamzumim in cuneiform writing. Compare Deuteronomy 2:20. Emim, compare Deuteronomy 2:10. Verse 6. And the Horites in their Mount Seir unto El Paran, which is by the wilderness. Horites, compare Deuteronomy 2:12. Verse 7. And they returned and came to Mishpat, which is Kadesh, and smote all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites that dwelt in the Hazezon Tamar. And Mishpat, the spring of judgment, not yet. Kadesh, the sanctuary. All the country, Hebrew, the whole field, put by synecdoche of the part, Appendix 6 for country. Verse 8. And there went out the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is the same is Zor, and they joined battle with them in the vale of Siddim. Verse 8 takes up the present war with Sodom. Zor, compare verse 2 and 19:22. Verse 9. With Chedorlaomer, the king of Elam, and the titled king of nations, and Amraphel, the king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Elasar, 4 kings with 5. 9. Footnotes, 4 kings with 5. See the number 9, the number of judgment. See Appendix 10. Verse 10. And the vale of Siddim was full of slime pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell there, and they that remained fled to the mountain. Slime pits equals pits of bitumen, still a feature of the shores of the Dead Sea. Verse 11. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals and went their way. No footnotes. Verse 12. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. 12. Who dwelt? Emphasize to call attention to chapter 13:12. See note Hebrew, he, Lot, being a dweller in Sodom. Verse 13. And there came one that escaped, and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner, and these were confederate with Abram. Hebrew, so called from Eber. Compare these verses. From Abar, to pass on, he who passes over from beyond. Greek hyper, i.e. beyond the Euphrates, Joshua 24:2. He, emphasis in contrast with Lot. These, emphasize these also having a covenant with Abram, see 13:17. 14. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them into Dan. Footnotes, trained, initiated or instructed probably in the worship of Jehovah. Compare these verses in Proverbs 22:6, same word. 318, a multiple of 6, the number of man, see Appendix 10. Dan, not the Dan of Judges, 1829, but a city in north of Palestine, long before the Danites changed the name of Laish. 15. And he divided himself against them, he and his servants, by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. He and his servants, note the emphasis on he. 16. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. And note the figure polysyndeton, see Appendix 6. 17. And the king of Sodom went out to meet. And the king of Sodom went excuse me. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after the return from the slaughter of Chedorlaomer, and the kings that were with him at the valley of Shaveh, which is the king's dale. 17 King's Dale, the king of Salem, mentioned in the next verse, the name still retained in 2 Samuel 18:18. Verse 18. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. 18 footnote. The footnotes go way down here. 18 footnotes. Note the parenthetical clause 18 through 20, which interrupts in order to interpret. Melchizedek, king of righteousness, or by figure analogue, righteous king. In history, Genesis 14. In prophecy, Psalm 110. In fulfillment, Hebrews 7. This might be Shem in type, Christ in antitype. Salem, called on the bricks of the ruins of an ancient city in south of Palestine, Uru Salem equals the city of Salem. The tablets show that Palestine was at this time in possession of Egypt, and the tablets are letters to the pharaohs Amenophis 3 and 4. One is from Ebedop, the successor of Melchizedek. 3 times he says, "Not my father, not my mother installed me in this place, but the mighty king." Compare Hebrews 7, 1 through 4, i.e., he did not inherit by succession, but by the gift and the arm of the mighty king, the deity. Wine, same as 9, 20 through 24, see Appendix 27, 1. Priest, yet no sacrifices, hence a type of him to whom all shall bow. Psalm 110, 4. And pay their tithes and bring their gifts, Psalm 72. See note on 927. Most High God, Hebrew El Elyon, so verses 19, 20, 22. See Appendix 4, first occurrence of this title. Compare first occurrence in New Testament, Luke 176, highest in relation to the earth. See also Deuteronomy 32:8. Compare Acts 17:26, Psalm 8, 9, 18, and 27, and note on Numbers 24:16. 19. And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abram, the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth." No footnotes. Verse 20. And blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thine enemies into thy hand, and he gave them tithes of all. He, figure ellipsis, Abram. See Appendix 6. Him, Melchizedek. 21. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, Give me the persons, and take the goods to thyself. 21. Persons. Hebrew, nephesh, souls. Appendix 13. Figure synecdoche of the part. See Appendix 6. 22. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up mine hand unto the Lord, even the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth. 22. Lift mine hand, I swear. Compare Exodus 6, 8, Psalm 106, 26, Isaiah 3, 7, margin. Figure metonymy of adjunct. See Appendix 6. Verse 23. That I will not take from a thread even to a sholatchet, and that I will not take anything that is mine, that is thine, lest thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich. I will not take, in the footnotes, the blessing of Melchizedek and the bread and wine prepared for this great renunciation. Verse 24. Save only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Aner, Ashcal, and Mamre, let them take their portion. No footnotes.